Hi, so this is the leg V3 and I will explain you. So what we'll try to do, we'll try to make something like this. So Squarespace most popular template look like this. So the question is, do we know enough to make something like that? And to this day we didn't pass the things, so we will learn the new thing, how to create such things. Okay, so let's go further. So it says that begin visualizing the layout in terms of boxes. So our any web page will be consist of boxes, and we will in terms of boxes. So this is like totally this is 3 boxes, and this is one middle box, and inside of this box we'll have one box, three boxes. Uh, okay, so content sectioning elements. So there are the things. For example, we know paragraph, we know h1, h6, that's header, it makes header, but also there are the things are like article, section, header, footer, nav. So what does they do? Article explains the main part of the image, and section is like any section, for example, of a document. Header the what is in the header. A footer, actually you mostly see in Russian it's called podval, so the thing where you write some contact info or links and useful links, etc. And nav is navigational section. So for to make this to inside of nav you mostly write the links. So the most important thing is that these elements do not do anything. They are basically more descriptive divs. Makes your HTML more readable. See MDM for more info. So this understand that this thing doesn't do anything. It's like div, but your page becomes more readable, and it's much easier to you to use it, because to create website, because if you don't use this article, section, header, footer, nav, so you will be you will use divs, and all of your page will be full of different divs, so it will be hard to change something. Prefer these elements to div when it makes sense. So it says okay, so header, okay, we can actually make this website. I open gctor. Okay, I should like how can I make it JavaScript? We don't need JavaScript. How can I make this? Okay, we don't need this one. This one is better, I think. Yeah, right. We improve a page. Okay, so we don't need HTML. Okay, so I write it like here. In HTML we'll have, I don't write the part which is HTML, body, and etc. You should write it by yourself. So okay, let's do this header. So we will have header, like, and like here, say this is header. Let me auto run. Okay. This is header and not body, but like we had what section main. Okay, we can say it's section. section and footer. So we will have three layers, header, section and footer. So section is main part where your main information is located, like section, let's say this is footer. So yeah, we are doing this one. We are doing basic shape like this one. So it has a menu here, and it's mostly this is header part, this is section part, and this is the bottom part, footer part. Now what I do, so it says that height must be okay. So actually we have navbar. Navbar is where menus. So let's say that here we can write CSS. Let's say header takes height of 400 pixels and background color navy blue. Navy, okay. So navy is the some color. Okay, let's make it like 400, but so in the page I will change it, but now to be visible in this our page I will do it like 200 pixels. Okay, next one is so if you are doing on big screen you can do it like 200 pixels. Also what it says that we have also in header nav. Nav is the top part where menus, like for example in open bbc.com you see this one, this is the actually nav. Yes, so this is navbar. So we also want to create navbar. Okay, we can nav. So you can actually put nav inside of header. There is no much difference. This is nav, and we'll set after that change it. Nav. Let's say that background color is dark blue. So it will have some contrast. Okay, not like this. Royal blue. Okay, royal blue. We can actually put the height. So for example, 100 pixels. I can actually change it. This. Yes, how does it work? I think why, I don't know why. It's 200 pixels, and let's say this is 50 pixels, so it will be more like appropriate. So unless this one. Okay, so it looks much better, I think. 40 pixels, 30 pixels. Okay, so this is the navbar, this is header, and after that what we need? Main section, gray box, surrounding space 70 pixels above and below, 100 pixels on each side. So let's do main part. Main, it says, oh no, not main, section, background color gray, dark gray or light gray. Let's do light gray. Width will be 300 pixels, for example. Okay. So we'll see later what she's doing. Background color, footer height 100 pixels, and background black. So let's make it footer height 100 pixels and background color black. Not 100 but 50. Okay, 50 pixels. Okay, so this is what this is like. Actually, we started programming, but at the beginning it only says what it should like, and it describes in words. Yellow paragraph. So in main contents, it will also have height 200 pixels, background height, space beneath, and there will be some space, orange box, and etc. Main contents. This is the like items. So mostly in web pages, you will see list of items in terms of cart, and so this is like what you should do. And let's see this flex layout. Okay, let me open the new window. Okay, we save this one. New.js. So let me show how it works. So the example before was for how can I say the problem what we are what we are going to do. So this from now on we start with flex. How to use flex and what is flex. So let's say this is the div. Let's say ID wrapper, and inside of div we have many divs like this one div. So we have div ABC. As you remember, divs are block elements. So what does mean? Div are block elements, so they take all line and go line by line. So 1, 2, 3. Next one, ABC. We write this one. Let's give to these divs, like let's say wrapper div. So all divs inside of wrapper will have width 50 pixels, height of 50 pixels, and let's say border 1 pixel solid red. So this is the normal div. What we can do, so let's learn. Okay. Flex layouts are composed of flex container which contains one or more flex item. You can then apply CSS properties. Block container display flex, display inline flex. So what we are doing, like before, as you remember, we used display block and display inline block. So what is the difference? What is the difference between this display block, display inline block, and with display flex and display inline flex? Difference that in display block, you object that you apply display block, it will change itself, but in display flex, it will change the objects inside of it. So something like this. Let's write. If I write again here, display inline block. Okay. So the ABC, they change their how they work, and I can change it, for example, like this, display inline block. But if I change wrapper, for example, display flex, so this display flex will change its child elements, not itself but child elements. Also there is inline flex. It means that this flex, display flex, means that this object wrapper will be block element, but if you write inline flex, it will be not block element, inline element. So for example, I have here some Okay, let's see. Span hello. So you see that span hello is like this wrapper, these three boxes. It took all line and hello goes down, but if you write here inline flex, it will behave as inline element. So this is the only difference. So let's understand what is actually flex. Let me remove this one. So flex means that all child element of this wrapper will be using some flex. They will be located, put by some flex attributes. So now there are no flex attribute by default. These divs will be like located like inline block, like cards. One card, next one, next and third, and etc. Okay, the first one, what we can see is that justify content flex start. Okay, yes. Let me write. So the different attributes you write here. Okay, and I write here justify content. By default, it is flex start. So now we see the default version. But if I write flex end. So you see what changes. It goes to the end. It starts from the end. It justifies to the end. So let me change border 1 pixel dashed green. So we'll differentiate like something like this. So this is okay. So these items ABC are justified, align it. You can say by end part. End in this means right part. So we start from left, and flex start means it will start from left. But if you write flex end, it will start from the end. And next one, justify content flex end. Justify content will also have flex center. Okay, there is error. Or just on center. So flex start, flex end, and center. So you can use this one to center the elements. Also, there is such thing as align items. Justify content means that start from which part. Also, we have align items. Okay, let me see what are different. Flex. Okay, also flex start. Or change it flex end. And flex and center. So now if you want to center the items on the middle, you can use this one, align item center and justify content center. So maybe there are some questions why they don't write something like this, not justify content, but for example align horizontally, and why align items is not called align vertically. So you can think about it. So now this is how it works. Align items is for this case it is about vertically, how to center it vertically, and justify content is how to align it horizontally. Yeah, so I actually show you these examples. I use it for multiple objects. So there is also space between and space around function. Let me write it here. Space between center. Okay, justify content. Okay, so sorry, it means that you can change flex start, flex end, flex start. It will be here, flex end will be here, center will be here, but also we have space between. So you see the space between, so the between will be spaces. Also we see that one space around. A, B, C, so they are like it like this, A, B, C items. So you can evenly space them, multiple items, flex direction. Also we have this one, so let me put here, flex direction. What are the variants here? Column or row. So by default it is row, it will not change. But if you use column, so you see that now it is, why check? It starts from in flex direction row. It starts from this item and goes like by horizontally. It grows horizontally. But if you use flex direction column, it starts vertically. So because of this, justify content in the line items are called not that, like this, so it doesn't change vertically and horizontally, because sometimes this verticality like and horizontality they can change. So because of this, these items are called justify content, and line items are, but not, for example, aligned vertically and aligned horizontally. So this is how to change direction. Flex direction, okay. Okay, so this is part 4 and part 5. Okay, so this is again was goal, what we are trying to do. So we will learn. Yeah, so this is flex basis. So okay, let me show flex shrink. What does it mean? I remove this one, flex direction column, ABC. I remove this one, space around. Okay. And I then row this one. For example, it will not ABC but ABCD if a G. And okay, I will put the width smaller, for example, width 300, 400 pixels. Okay, not 400 but 300. So okay, now we have items, each of them is 50 pixels, and we have 6 items, and also we have borders. So actually this means that each element contains like 50 plus from two sides of these pixels borders. So it means that 50 plus 1, so in total it will be 52. So 52 by 6 is 312. And we see that these cards, they should be like square. So they should have same width and height, and we can do what we can do. They shrink out, and and we want and they shrink because they become smaller. So why? Because the items, they try to be smaller. They try to put all these 6 boxes into one line. So there is no place for all 6 boxes to stay same size, but they try to shrink it. So what we can do with this one, we can use flex shrink. For example, let's say that I don't want A be like small. Okay, and we here, right? So okay, I will put it later. Flex shrink. Now we put the flex shrink attribute to a element. What does it mean? It means that flex shrink, we can write 1, for example. Okay, 1 and 0. 1. Let's say that, for example, not 50 but 60 pixels, to see that they actually differ, because we don't see differences. Okay, so now you see that flex shrink, if you write 0, it means that it will not shrink. 1 means it will shrink to space. So if there is no place, A will be shrink. But if you write A flex shrink 0, so it will not also change. Okay, for example, if I write here comma B, so now A and B, they don't shrink. They don't try to. So this is example flex C0 undoes shrink behavior, and the flex items do not shrink in any circumstance. So the explanation. Also there is flex grow. What does it mean? It means that, for example, actually there is some place for items, like let's say we don't have this part. I don't have the so there is actually some place for it. So what we can say that let's do this one. Let's change D flex grow, let's say 1. We didn't give ID to D. ID. So now you see that D take all line. So there was some place. Actually, D needs what it needs 60 pixels, but it took more because we said that you can grow as much as you want. So let's say that we don't have any place. Let's say 200. So now D cannot it becomes small. Why? Because it has flex shrink 1 by default, so it means that it can be shrink. But if there are some place, it will grow as much as it can. So now in this case the width of the item doesn't make sense. So but if you want to make it sense, you can write flex shrink flex grow is flex shrink 0. So now the C becomes very small. Why? Because the D cannot shrink, A cannot shrink, B cannot shrink, and only C can shrink. So the place that is left, it will be given to C. Okay, the next one, align item stretch. So what does it mean? Actually, we don't need this one, D's and B's and etc. Okay, let me remove this one. Okay, let's see. Let's see, skip it. And okay, ABC. Now we have ABC, and now align item center. Can actually remove also this one. ABC, and we can use align items. Align items, not center. Oh, not align. It's stretch items. Stretch. Align item stretch. Okay, sorry. So there was align items center, flex start, flex end. So it will be on top or bottom or in the middle, but also we have this one stretch. Something is okay. So stretch doesn't work because we have height. So it understand that it should. So now A, B, C, they all stretch to all vertical lines. Like before, this was problem for many items. They didn't stretch. You could only give some sizes. I will explain it later. So this is the recap. We have flex layout recap. Okay. If you set display flex, the element is now flex container and is a direct children of flex are flex items. So it means that display flex are given to container to element that is that you want, whose child should be like flex elements. Like in line and block, we put these items as to specified elements. So if you give inline or block or inline block, the item will change itself. But if you give display flex, it will change not the element but the items that are inside of it, the children of this item. The justified contents, you can say how it's aligned. So it will be on center, on flex start or flex end. Align items, it distributes the items vertically for flex direction row, horizontal for column, so it tries to from the top, bottom or something like this. And the flex initial width of the item, flex direction, you can change flex direction row, column, so it will go from row or column. Will shrink to fit container if shrink. If you put 1, it will shrink, it will become smaller. If you put 0, it will not shrink in any case. So it will always stay same, and same for grow, but if you set 1, it will grow. If there is place, it will grow. If there are two items like flex grow 1 and A and B are flex grow 1, they will divide the place. So for example, there are 100 pixel free place, so they divide it by 50-50, so it will be 50-50. Align item stretch, it means that it will try to take all the height if you are doing flex direction row, so it will take all the height. But of course you should remove the height element. If you don't remove, it will stay the same with height. But if you don't have flag align item stretch and you don't have height, they will take only as much space, as much height as it needs. Okay. Okay, let me stop.